day arrived. Higgins was about to find out if he would win his bet, as he and the colonel accompanied Eliza to the ambassador's party.
Oh, I can't believe my eyes. Look how dashing everyone looks.
Don't forget that you look like one of them now, Eliza. Do your best to sound like one of them too.
I will. Please wait for me here until I return from the cloakroom.
Shall I leave our coats too, Henry?
Yes. Thank you.
Professor, do you remember me?
No, I don't. Who are you?
I'm your pupil. I'm little Nepomuk. You cannot forget me.
And what are you doing here among all these important people?
I'm an interpreter. I speak 32 languages. I'm essential at all international parties.
You're wanted upstairs by Her Excellency, sir.
Okay. It was so nice to see you again, Professor, after all these days. We shall talk later. Goodbye.
Henry, is this fellow really an expert? Can he find Eliza out and blackmail her?
We shall see. If he finds out, I lose my bet.
Are you nervous, Colonel?
Frightfully. It is like my first time in a battle.
It's not the first time for me. I've done this hundreds of times in my dreams. It's like a dream now. Promise not to wake me because I'll talk as I used to.
Honored guests, may I present to you Ambassador and his wife. It's time to go now. Are you both ready? May I present to you Professor Higgins, Colonel Pickering, and Miss Doolittle.
How do you do?
Is it your adopted daughter, Colonel? She will make a big impression. Nibelung find out all about her.
I wonder who this lady is. Have you seen her before?
She looks stunning, doesn't she? And her English is perfect.
She looks like a real lady. Let's drop low. How do you do?
How do you do?
Oh, your English is perfect. You sound exactly like Queen Victoria.
Miss Doolittle is a fraud, Your Excellency. She cannot deceive me. She cannot be English.
Oh, nonsense. She speaks English perfectly.
Too perfectly. Only foreigners who have been taught to speak English speak it so well. She's Hungarian and of royal blood, like me.
I say she's a common girl taught to speak by an expert.
Of course I agree with Nibelung. She must be a princess at least.
Oh, I cannot do this anymore. An old man has just told me I speak exactly like Queen Victoria. I'm sorry I lost your bet. I shall never be the same as these people.
Oh, don't worry. You have won 10 times over.
I have had enough of these fools. Let's get out of here.
Lady with manners so quaint, Miss Doolittle is.
Oh, Miss Doolittle, ain't!
Don't let her fool you, this young lady knows just what she's worth with a heart made of gold.
Believe in yourself, whoever you are, your beauty's within and not from afar.
Be proud of your sparkle, daring and bold, and all of your treasures will start to unfold.
It was midnight, but Professor Higgins and Colonel Pickham were wide awake. They had just returned from a very busy day.
What a day! First the ambassador's party, then a dinner party, and then the opera.
Yes, but we did it, Pickering. We convinced everyone that Eliza is a lady.
Oh, I can't take any of the praise. You did it all, Higgins. I didn't think you really do it, but you did. You achieved the impossible.
Yes, I did. Didn't I? Those silly people were really fooled. Oh, thank goodness it's all over. The thing was interesting at first, but then I got incredibly bored.
I was even frightened once or twice when Eliza was doing it so well. Better than the real upper-class people.
Oh, what silly people! At last I can go to bed without reading tomorrow.
I shall turn it to. Good night.
Good night. What on earth have I done with my sleepers?
Oh, here are your sleepers.
Whoa, what's the matter? Is there something wrong?
I would have bet for you, and you just won. But what about me?
You won my bet? You? I won it. And why do you throw those sleepers at me?
You don't care. I'm nothing to you. You care more about them sleepers.
How dare you? And it's those sleepers, not them sleepers.
What difference does it make now? Just tell me something. Do my clothes belong to me?
Of course they belong to you. What would do myself or Pickering do with them?
Thank you. I just want to be sure what can take with me. I just don't want to be accused of stealing.
Stealing? Who would accuse you of stealing? You shouldn't have said that. It shows the lack of sincerity.
I just want to be sure.
You can take anything you want except for the jewels. They are hired. Are you satisfied?
This is not tired. This is the one that you bought me, but I don't want it. It's all yours.
You'll make me lose my temper later. I'm going to bed. See you tomorrow.
You'd better leave a note for Mrs. Pierce about the coffee in the morning.
Never see Professor Higgins again. He would certainly be sorry when he found out she had gone.
Take a look around you now. What matters most to you? Yes, there's someone in your life whose love is always true.
Professor Higgins and Colonel Pickering were extremely upset to find that Eliza was missing. However, Higgins decided to visit his mother and ask her to help him find Eliza.
There is Mr. Higgins downstairs with Colonel Pickering. They want to see you.
Please tell Miss Doolittle that Henry the Colonel are here.
Yes, Mrs. Higgins.
Has he not come down until I sent for her?
Yes, madam.
Look here, Mother. A terrible thing has happened.
Oh dear, what is it?
Eliza has disappeared.
Well, perhaps you upset her.
I don't know where she is.
No luck with the police, Henry. They do all things only more complicated.
Have you called the police? As if Eliza were a lost umbrella. You have no more sense than two children.
There is Mr. Doolittle here to see Professor Higgins. He was sent here from Wimpole Street.
Do you mean the dustman?
Oh, no, sir. This Mr. Doolittle is a gentleman.
Please, show him in.
Yes, madam. Mr. Alfred Doolittle.
Look at this. See what you done? You ruined me. Destroyed my happiness.
What on earth are you talking about?
Did you or did you not go to Professor Warnefeld and tell him to contact me?
Well, yes, I did. But does it matter now? The man died last month.
Yes, he only got and left me £3,000 a year in his will.
Really?
Oh yes, he thought I was the greatest moralist there ever was.
Well, what's wrong with that?
I used to be happy when I needed money. I asked other people for money the same as I asked you.
But now you have your own money.
Yes, and I have to support all my poor relations.
Well, that's good news. We could support Eliza too.
Nonsense. I'll give him £5 for Eliza. She's mine, and I shall support her. If only I knew where she was.
If you really want to know where Eliza is, she's upstairs.
Upstairs, right?
Wait a minute, Henry. You need to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say.
Okay.
Eliza came to me this morning. She told me of the terrible way you two treated her.
What? That's nonsense.
He's right, Mrs. Higgins. We are not unkind to Eliza sometimes, but... Henry, did you bully her when I went to bed?
No, she bullied me. She threw my slippers at me.
Why would she do a thing like that?
I'll tell you why. Eliza worked very hard for you, and yet you didn't give her one word of praise.
Perhaps we are a little thoughtless. Is she very angry?
She won't go back to Wimpole Street.
Oh dear.
But if you promise to behave yourselves, I shall ask you to come down and talk to you.
Definitely, we'll behave ourselves.
Henry?
Yes, okay.
Tell Miss Doolittle to come downstairs.
Yes, madam.
I'll go out in the garden. She don't want to see me looking like this. Not just yet.
How do you do, Professor Higgins? How do you do, Colonel Pickering?
What? You look like a true lady.
Quite chilly this morning, isn't it?
How dare you play this game on me, Eliza? I've taught it to you, and you can't fool me. Get your things and come through.
Anyone can learn to speak properly and dress properly, Mr. Higgins. But the true difference between a lady and a flower girl is how she is treated.
How is she treated?
Yes, I shall always be a flower girl for you, as you always treat me like this, and you always will.
I do not.
But to Colonel Pickering, I shall always be a lady, as he only treats me like a lady, and he always will.
But will you forgive Henry and come back?
He only wants me back to pick up his slippers and touching hair for him.
I don't want you back at all.
Very well, I can do without you. I'll marry Freddie Ainsworth Hill. He writes me 2-3 times a day. He truly loves me.
That young fool? He can't find a job even as an errand boy. How will you live?
I'll work. I'll go and be a teacher.
Teacher? What will you teach?
I'll teach what you taught me. I'll teach phonetics.
I like you like this, Eliza. You are full of energy. I'll make you a lady after all. Besides, I want you to buy something for me.
Honestly, Professor, I can't imagine what are you to do without me.
It should be uneasy about the two of you if Eliza was in front of the colonel.
Colonel? No, mother. You're gonna marry a Freddy. Can't you understand a Freddy?
Елайза Долітл – то перевтілення Анастасії Кириченко.
Валерія Паламарчук. Професор Хіггінс, Антон Комаров.
Данило Тресі.
Місіс Хіггінс, Вікторія Хомуцька.
Єлизавета Копаньок. Леді Айсфорд і Михайло Васанець.
Клара Айсфорд Кіл. Єлизавета Макуча.
Містер Альфред Дулітл, Нікіта Садок.
Еліта, Нікіта Юпатов, Еліна Білоусова, Ілья Яровий та Єва Пахомова.
Місіс Спірс, Вікторія Ісенко.
Марк.
А наші ведучі Яно Ковбос
Цей спектакль втілено у життя завдяки титанічній праці вчителів англійської мови Запорізької гімназії номер 31 у складі Колеснік Оксана Вікторівна, Реманюк Зоя Миколаївна, Овчаренко Любов Леонідівні, Євгеній Тетяні Сергіївні, Ільїній Мацурівні Юлії Юріївні, Лавріщику Юрію Віталію. Натхнення вчителям надає Трапезіна Тетяна Миколаївна.
Я перепрошую, я сьогодні майже не можу сказати, але промовчати не можу. Всі ми, хто сидять в залі, пам'ятають, як 10 років тому прийшли оці чудові молоді люди до нас. Такими маленькими. Читати не вміли, писати не вміли, нічого не знали. І сьогодні, через 10 років, вони стали освіченими. Вони дуже багато розуміються в багатьох науках. Вони вільно володіють англійською, німецькою, французькою, я вже не кажу про російську, українською, це так треба. Знаєте, давайте подумаємо, скільки людей в їх віці можуть так вільно поставити такий спектакль. Знаєте, важкому, такому, не знаю, як українською сказати, важкому труді вчителя буває зіркова мить. Ось це вона. І ви знаєте, дуже добре, що у вас такі вчителі. Але це можливо лише в тому, що у нас такі чудові вчителі. Я пропоную всім присутнім в залі стоя аплодувати нашим вчителям. Велике щастя, що у нас такі колеги. А ще я б хотіла сказати, що дуже розумні батьки, які вибрали таку школу, який народив таких дітей, діти є батькам право. Мені дуже приємно сьогодні в залі вітати наших вчителів, які працювали в інших гімназіях. Слава Миколаївна, підніміться, будь ласка. Слава Миколаївна, заступник директора в минулому, чудовий вчитель англійської мови. Вона нас любить, вона нас не забуває і радіє разом з нами.
I want to thank my colleagues, my students, former students, yes, for the wonderful opportunity I have just had. It was absolutely wonderful. The first Eliza Doolittle was lovely. The second was absolutely gorgeous. Mr. Higgins and Colonel Pickering were just as I have always imagined. It was absolutely unspeakably well. Thank you.
Самое большое спасибо Светлане Почты, Оксане Викторовне.
Дякую вам за увагу.
Та вітаємо вас з новорічними святами.
Знову річні!